Okay, welcome to the Parenthetical Auxiliary. I hadn't planned on doing it this way. I was going to have a regular episode this week, but Monday night was on my way to work. Was rehearsing as usual, and next thing I know, I'm on the side of the road, surrounded by cops and EMTs. I had a seizure on my way to work, wrecked my car. Had to spend 2 nights in the hospital getting checked out. And 2.5 years ago, I had a seizure. Most likely caused by, it was a meningioma, which is a growth on the lining between the skull and the brain. It was most likely caused by radiation treatment I had years before for the second of two tumors on my pituitary gland. And anyway, I'm still pretty devastated by the whole thing. Don't know what to say. I don't know how things are going to proceed. 2.5 years ago, after my first seizure, under state law, you can't drive for 6 months. My wife had to drive me to work. So it looks like she's going to have to do that again. And I hate having to put her through that, but we really have no choice. I had intended to do this week's episode on my life as a reader. And I remember Monday night beginning rehearsal, and I think I made it to the conclusion of part one, the 10-minute mark. Sometime after that, I just lost consciousness. And it looks like, a couple months ago, I had an MRI, and they said they found new growth. So I had radiation treatment again, and the theory this time around is that the radiation is killing off the new growth, and there's an adenoma around the area from where the new growth is dying off, and that's probably what caused the seizure. And I'm still pretty scared about everything. Still pretty worried about what's going to happen, how I'm going to deal with it, and how I'm going to get to work, and how I'm going to deal with my job and everything. Anyway, I thought maybe I'd do this like a regular episode of the Parenthetical Auxiliary, where I read little poem-like pieces. So, let me find a couple of things to read. Let me see here. Hey, sorry about the dead air, but nothing I can do about it right now. on the verge of novelty, metronomous hesitancy to applaud. Where will you go now that Disney World is dead? I like that red suede. It seems appropriate to a more comfortable situation. While I never acquainted myself with the works of Brendan Behan, I have formed associative theories, feelings, and the beginnings of proactive nostalgia. Keep the beat. Waiting for the terminology. I must have a specific word for the little poem-like things. The technology is there to make it happen, along with every inkling of random rocks and pre-literary magic. Light up the baptismal pool. The last time the secret room was used, someone left a paper cup on one end of the desks. The dried residue inside provides an idea. A leafing. Typically, the models are taken from some place that is not Idaho to some place that is not Iowa. Iowa B, perhaps. And skin over shape, peanut over prison. The floating hexagon has a new album out. More than one outside in which to return. Tall, skinny, escape, but with a win on your hen. Pen pal apologies and a 10-gallon hat. A rosy mist projected on the high walls. Sometimes you outgrow your friends. Sometimes someone meant more to you than you meant to them. Gestural content. Why can't I find any shoes like that for me? Once the smell has been determined, once the shoes have been obtained, the remaining bacterial bolts will wave at me from the balcony. One phrase at a time. Anyway, I don't see any way to draw this out for 25 minutes. I just have to continue on. I don't know what else to do. Anyway, that's about it. So thank you very much for listening.